Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video and to a new NQ market review. So I'll be going through today's price action, explain to you from higher time frame to the lower time frame, and also the trades that I took today. So only one trade. I was planning to do a backtesting session tonight and testing my strategy on the 15-second that is based on the request of a follower from my Twitter account. But today's price action was really interesting. It was very informative, and I really had to do an NQ market review with you guys, right? So I will postpone the backtesting session till next video. Alright, so let's get started with the review. So the only trade I took was from here to here, and it was a 3-hour trade, right? And I was done for the day. So basically that is my daily target, right? 3-hour, I usually exit, get 3-hour, I close the chart. So let's go to trading view and walk you through today's price action, right? And I'll show you some really interesting things in price. So let's go from the 1 hour, right? So today's price action was not like the rest of the previous days. So previous days, as you can see, price was really bullish. It is either bearish or bullish, right? Either trending heavily lower or trending heavily higher. But today, as you can see, kind of a small range, right? It was easy to trade, right? All you have to do is to follow your highs and lows. What happened on the 1 hour? First of all, let's go back. We have a large zone from here, from this low to this high, and this is the origin of the move, right? So this is the swing point, and this zone is the origin, right? So we can refine it. So we can refine this zone right here. So old zones to the left, we can expect them to offer pullbacks, right? From here, maybe to this zone, I don't know. Or the pullback can end maybe from here, from this imbalance or something like that. So I don't know, but we can expect pullbacks from this old zone, right? So for example, if you look at this, we have an identical example. We have this swing point from this low to this high, and we have this zone right here, this small zone. This is the origin of this whole move. And as you can see, once price taps into it, it offers pullback, right? Pullback. And also, if we zoom in, we have our pattern in price, which is the sweep on a certain low before considering taking trades lower. We need to see a sweep on a certain high, previous high. We have that here. We swept this high and we failed to close above it, and we have the CSS confirmation right here, which is the break of structure within the candles with this black candle breaking below this low. So now this is the whole range from this low to this high. Price returned back to it here to the 30%, trading lower, one more time trading all the way to the 70%, and this is the 9:30 move to the upside. So if we go to the 15-minute time frame, we can see that this is a 9:30 move, started from here, liquidating all these highs right here, tapping into the 70%, and that traded lower to the downside. Once we traded to the downside, we swept this low right here, tapping into this small fractal, right? I don't like to base my trades on these very small fractals. And also the sweep right here didn't happen with only a wick rather than a break of structure with body closures. So I'm not interested in this. So I don't like to be the first buyer, especially with this weak zone right here. I rather wait. I prefer to wait for the structure to develop from here, right? So now if you go to the 1 minute time frame, right, and show you what happened. So as always, I start after 10:30. So let's put a line, and I missed a setup right here. I was still getting ready and analyzing the higher time frame, and I completely missed this setup. So this is the line of 1030. Let's remove it for now. As you can see, if you follow structure from here, traded to the downside, we have this zone. Although it is not a valid zone, but if we go to the lower time frames, it is valid. So I still use it, and as you can see, it did push price to the downside, right? So we have this zone, price to the upside, trading to the downside, putting also this high right here, and then we swept it here, right? And so this is our model. Just like it happened on the higher time frame on the 1 hour, it is happening here on the lower time frame. So sweep right here inside the zone, and then the CSS happened here with this black candle closing below this low right here, and beautiful setup to the downside, beautiful. Unfortunately, I missed that, so I was still analyzing the higher time frame. I like to take my time on the higher time frame, but it was a beautiful setup. So following price, topping into this fractal, and then we had the break of structure here, right? Price taps into this SNDR. This SNDR, there was no sweeps right here, so for me, there is no setup here. This is not a valid opportunity for me. So SNDR pushed price to the downside, and here we had a nice sweep. So we put in this low, start trading higher one more time, sweeping this low. But I didn't take this trade because I really didn't like this. So the ideal is we want to see the first top and then the second top liquidating that first top. First top is a low, second top is a low that liquidates the previous low. But I didn't like how close they are, right? So I wanted something like this, for example. Low, started trading higher, one more time sweeping this. So for me, I was waiting for this low, one more time price sweeping both of these lows, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. So the setup happened here, and then price traded to the upside, right? So here something interesting happened. So here we have a break of structure, right? But we have the break of structure, but remember how I told you that just because we have a break of structure above a high, but we couldn't close or violate the zone that the price rejected from earlier, that is still a bearish signal. Price is still bearish. I believe I talked about it in my previous NQ market review. So as you can see, the SNDR that pushed the price lower, it is still holding price, so we don't have any body closures above it, right? And also we swept this high, which is the high of the SNDR, and failed to close above it. So this is a sweep. Let's change this to here. Let's remove this. And also we have another sweep here. So we have double sweeps. Let me zoom in. As you can see, swept this high and also the high of the SNDR, right? Now, when I saw this, I went to the 15-second to get an early entry, right? So normally on the 1 minute, it would be this candle right here. I wait for it to close below this candle, the one responsible for the sweep, and then when price return back to it, I take the trade. But on the 50-second, you can get a really early entry. So here you go. This is the 15-second time frame. Here's that sweep on that previous low, high. And as you can see, here's that candle responsible for the sweep. Price closed below it with this candle, return back into it. This is a 5-point stop loss. And here's your entry. I took it from here, stop loss here, and exited from here. So something very interesting happened. As you can see, we have the opposing setup that I always talk about. here I made a video about it. You can watch it later after this one. As you can see, we have a zone. We have put in a low. One more time, price swept this low and then traded to the upside. Failed to make this high. Failed. So now this will become a weak low. So first of all, let's talk about this. So this is the setup happening here and also here. But if you follow price, we can see that here, after we swept this, we failed to close above it, right? Now we printed another setup. So which one do you think it will work? This or this? If we follow the order, we can see that this better setup is likely to work, right? Because after this low failed to make a new high above this, it will be labeled as a weak low, and we can expect the price to liquidate it, right? So I took my trade from here, and once price stops into this zone, as you can see, it gave a reaction from the 50% to here, right? 1-to-1 from the 50%. Once price reached the 50% of this zone, I put in a break even to avoid an unnecessary loss, right? So price after this zone gave pullback, price continue to take this weak low, right? And this is a 1 hour. But this is the interesting thing. Suppose you don't have the 15-second and you want to take it on the 1 minute time frame, right? If you follow price, after price swept this low, started trading lower, right? Started trading lower, lower, lower. And here we swept this low, a low that is part of this consolidation right here, and failed to close below it. So now the system is happening, or the model is happening on both sides of the market one more time, right? So this is where it gets tricky. If price close below it here and then it give you a pullback, it would be the perfect setup, right? It would be a really, really nice setup. But now since this happened, price swept this low and now it's trading higher, and as you can see, price quickly traded to the downside without offering any pullback. This is where it gets dangerous. Now we have two setups happening on the same time. So whether you want to take this or this, again, if we follow the order, right? This happened first of all, right? We liquidated this low right here, liquidated this high right here. This low failed to make a new high, so this will be labeled as a weak low, right? Price liquidate that, started trading lower, and then failed to make a new low right here, so failed to take this low right here. Now this will be labeled as a weak high, right? So if you follow the order, this happened after this one, right? So this is something that I'm backtesting, which is the order of the setups. The order of the setups paired up with the direction, the original direction, and the higher time frame narrative, right? So I'm still working on this, but the order, I can see that it has a real significant. Price set it to the upside, then one more time, so breaking this, one more time trading here, and here we have the upside breaking this high right here. So let's say move this high right here, or this box and this, and we can see that we return back into the previous CSS. So sweep above this, right? The one that we missed earlier. So it gave a nice pullback. Price set it to the downside. And then what happened? Failed to make a new low. Failed to make a new low. This would become a weak high, right? So here we have the system also happening, the model happening here, but the break of structure happened here, and there was no pullback on the 1 minute, right? So price started trending higher, and here we have a really nice setup. So price failed to take this high right here, and if we zoom into the lower time frame, so this right here is the break of structure, right? And we broke above or below this candle right here, and we also have like a sweep inside this right here, as you can see, small sweep. So notice how before each expansion we have a sweep on liquidity. Sometimes we have two sweeps, right? But sweeps 90% of the times are present, right? Here, 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 and you can find it literally anywhere, right? So price started trading to the downside, right? We have a couple of sweeps right here, right? Breaking below this, returning one more time into it, started trading lower. So, all right, so look at this. Look at the difference between this right here and what happened here. So here, after we swept this high right here, we started trading to the downside, right? And we broke below this candle, which is the one that causes sweep, right? From here. Returned back to the 50% of it, and we started trading lower. But look at what happened here. We don't have an opposing setup. We have a market structure break. So we don't have weak side here. So this tells you that price is still bearish, right? Price is likely to respect this low, this high, right? So this high now is labeled as a strong or a protected high. So this is how I use valid highs or protected highs and weak swings or weak lows and weak highs, right? I don't use them in this sense, and I call this a valid low or protected low, so price cannot trade below it. No, I don't use it like this. Once price sweep this low, and then it gave me the CSS, now I label this as a protected low, right? Because you can always expect two tops into a zone, right? One top and then another top. It happens all the time. So after the second top and the CSS, now this will become, for me, a valid or protected low. Especially if we have a break of structure somewhere around here. So as you can see here, we have the break of structure, market structure break, and price started trading higher and sweeping this one more time. Beautiful sweeps everywhere. And then the CSS happened with this candle here, right? Started trading lower. Another sweep here. So basically, and then price started trading to the upside here. But I want you to look at this. If we go to the 5-minute time frame, and let's remove this. I'm sorry, it is the 15-minute. So one more time, this is a zone. This is the first stop. Price started trading lower, failed to make a new low. So this will become what? A weak high. So price one more time liquidate this. So first top, second top, and here's a CSS. So one more time the pattern happening with this candle. Return back into exactly 70%, right? And then traded to the downside. If we go to the 1 minute, I believe we can see some couple of sweeps here. So here's another sweep. Here's another beautiful sweep here. We have this first stop. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So this low or this high make a new low market structure break. It doesn't mean that this is now protected, right? But now, after we sweep this, right, we can expect this will become protected. And as you can see, price traded to the downside, right? And then one more time sweeping this or protected doesn't mean that it's going to be protected forever. But as you can see, it delivered and made a new lows here. And then here we have the sweep one more time, sweeps everywhere, right? And then on another sweep here. I believe this is the end of this video. I hope it was informative. So this is why I wanted to make this NQ market review instead of the backtesting session. Today's price action was really, really informative, and you should really study it or journal it, right? because this is how the market moves. This is how you understand price with the most simplistic tools, right? Only highs and lows and couple of boxes. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments or DM me in my Twitter account and I will answer you as soon as I can. Now, happy trading and good luck.